Hey guys, we're back with the second part, doing paper 3H from November 2009 for math. So let's pick up where we left off. Alright, so we left off at question 11. 11 is asking you to make A the subject of P is equal to square root of AB. So basically the whole thing square rooted. So now how do we get rid of this stupid square root which is like preventing us from making A the subject? Basically what we do is we square both sides. Because a square root squared is nothing but, it's nothing. It's 1. So it becomes P squared is equal to, square root squared is just it cancels each other out. You can think, is equal to AB. So now if you want to make A the subject, you divide both sides by B, and you're going to get A is equal to P squared over B. Alright, 12a is really simple. You're being asked to calculate the value of x. So basically and it's a right angle triangle. So basically for any right angle triangle, I'm going to introduce you to this thing. Look at this note over here. And basically for any right angle triangle, if you have a hypotenuse, which is the angle opposite to the right angle, the hypotenuse squared is equal to the other two sides squares added together. So a squared plus b squared. Alright? So we're going to apply it to this question here. So now we have the other two sides, 4 and 6, and we don't have the hypotenuse. So we want to find the hypotenuse. So a squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Now we'll substitute in our values. So x squared is equal to 4 squared plus 6 squared. It doesn't matter what a and b is. So x squared is equal to 16 plus 36. And x squared, if we square root both sides, we're going to get x is equal to square root of 52. And you have to give this to three significant figures. So square root of 52 is nothing but 7.21 centimeters. And this is to three significant figures. Okay, question 12b, you're being asked to calculate y. Now y is nothing but the hypotenuse because it's opposite. And 5 is nothing but the adjacent side because it's the side which the right angle and the other angle both lie on. So knowing this, we know that we have the opposite. We have the hypotenuse. We want to find the hypotenuse, but we have the adjacent. So now you got to look at your SOHCAHTOA, right? Now which of the functions relates to hypotenuse and adjacent? It's nothing but the cosine function. So that means that cosine of 20, or cos 20, is equal to the adjacent, which is 5, over the hypotenuse, which is y. So now if we multiply both sides by y, we're going to get y cos 20 is equal to 5. Now we have to divide both sides by cos 20. We're going to get y is equal to 5 over cos 20. And put this in your calculator, and you're going to get 5.32088, but you have to give it in three significant figures. So 5.32 centimeters. Now question 13, you're given a table of countries and their relative area. 13a is really simple. They're asking you which country has the largest area. So first of all, look at this first numbers of all of them. They're all in the same format, basically a number, then a decimal point, and then the thing, okay? So that means all that matters about the size of the number is this. So what you should be looking at is this. So the one with the highest power basically should be the largest area. So if you look at that, the ones with the largest area could be this or this, since they have the power of 6. So now you got to look at these two numbers separately. And basically if you look which number is larger, and that'll be the larger area. Since it's Algeria, meaning Algeria has the largest area. Since 2.4 is greater than 1.2. So that means 2.4 into 10 to the power of 6 will be 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas this will only be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a smaller number than 2.4 into 10 to the power of 6. So Algeria is your answer. 13b is asking you how many times greater the area of Ethiopia is that compared to Malawi. So basically what you can do in this case is you can use a ratio. So basically the ratio of Ethiopia to Malawi would be the number of times it's greater. So all you got to do is divide both answers. So you just got to divide Ethiopia by Malawi. So you got to take 1.2 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 1.2 into 10 to the power of 5. And you're going to get an answer of 10. Because basically it'll make Ethiopia relative to Malawi. Basically that's what the division does. It makes Ethiopia relative to Malawi, meaning one Malawi area is worth 10 Ethiopian. That's what it basically means. So that's how much greater, because it puts this in terms of 1. So that's why you divide. Okay, 13C is asking you to work out the area of all 5 countries, giving your answer in standard form. So the total area of all 5 countries is nothing but adding all of these together. So it's 2.4 into 10 to the power of 6, plus 6 into 10 to the power of 5, plus 2.8 into 10 to the power of 4, plus 1.2 into 10 to the power of 6, plus 1.2 into 10 to the power of 5. And this will give you an answer of, put this on your calculator, and remember to give your answer in standard form. So put this on your calculator and you're going to get 4.348 into 10 to the power of 6. Now question 14, you're being asked to solve the simultaneous equation. There are 2 ways of doing this, either substitution or elimination. Now this time in this part I'm going to do basically substitution method instead of elimination, because I don't know, just feel like it. So I'll call this equation 1 and equation 2. So I'll take equation 1, so 2x minus 3y is equal to 3, and I'm going to make x the subject. So basically 2x is equal to 3y plus 3, so x is equal to 3y plus 3 over 2. Alright, so now that I have x is equal to a certain thing in terms of y, all I can do is substitute this into the second equation so that I eliminate x's and so that I can solve for y. So basically 3 times 3y, I'm substituting this into the x, over 2 plus 6y is equal to 1. So 9y, I'm going to skip through this really fast, over 2 plus 6y is equal to 1. Now you get a common common denominator, so you're going to get 9y plus 9 plus 12y is equal to, if you divide by 2 is equal to 1. So I'll continue it up here. Basically if you simplify this, 9y plus 12y is 21y plus 9. If I multiply both sides by 2, I'm going to get is equal to 1 times 2, which is 2. I subtract 9 on both sides, I'm going to get 21y is equal to negative 7. And y is equal to negative 7 over 21, which basically simplifies to negative 1 over 3. Okay, so now that I have y is equal to negative 1 over 3, all I need to do is substitute into any of the equations. I'll put it in equation 1. So and then I'll get a value for x. So 2 times x minus 3 times negative 1 over 3 is equal to 3. So 2 times x minus 3 times minus 1 is plus 3. Plus 3 over 3 is equal to 3. Now 3 over 3 is nothing but 1, right? So if I divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So 2x plus 1 is equal to, plus 1 is equal to 3. Subtract 1 on both sides and divide by 2 after that. I'm going to get 2x x is equal to 1. So then your final answers are x is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus 1 over 3. Alright, so question 15 says there's this guy or girl, I don't know, this girl, let's call her a girl, basically. This girl, Jyoti, bought a car. So nice car over here. And she then sold the car for 2,125. So she made money and she sold it for 2,125. And a loss of 15%. So a loss of 15% compared to the original price. So then they're asking you to find the original price of the car. Now the original price of the car, let's call it x. Alright, so we know that x is greater than 2,125 because when he or she sold the car, she made a 15% loss. So now think about this. The new price of the car is nothing but the old price of the car minus the 15% loss. So 15% loss she made on the original price, which is X. So yeah, sorry, I just got a call. Basically, what I was saying was the original price of the car minus the 15% loss on the original price that she made is equal to the new price of the amount she sold it for, which is 2125. So now all we got to do is solve for X, right? And then we'll find out the original price, because X is the original price. Okay, so basically X minus 0.15X, because 15 over 100 is 0.15, is equal to 2125. So now this is nothing but 1X. 1 minus 0.15 is 0.85X is equal to 2125. So if we divide both sides by 0.85, we're going to get the original price of the car, or X, to be 2,500. So our original price of the car was 2,500. Alright, 16a, you're given this graph of the cumulative frequency graph and for 200 plants. And 16a, you're being asked to estimate the median height. Now median is nothing but a middle value. It's like, for example, if I had numbers 1, 3, 2, 4, like if I had a set of values. First of all, I have to 1, 3, 2, 4, and 6. First of all, I have to organize these numbers in a proper format. So I have to organize it in 1, 2, 3, 4 in numerical format. And the median is nothing but the middle value. So in this case, the median is 3. Okay? So now applying it to this, all of these values are already ordered, right? Since the height is like going from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 and so on. So all we got to do is find the middle value. So the middle value is nothing but the middle of the y-axis, because there are 200 plants, right? So 200 divided by 2 will give you 100. So basically the middle or median frequency should be at 100. So you go at 100 and you go all the way down from 100. Sorry, I'm doing this on iPad. I won't be very good. Oh, that was actually pretty good. But okay, yeah. And then you go down straight when you hit the graph. And basically the x-axis point at which it touches at is nothing but the median height in this case. It's nothing but the median height. So if you look at the graph, it's 52.4. It's about 55 centimeters as the median height. And your answers can basically lie in a range of 54 to 56. So don't go off that. Yeah, if you follow this, you won't go off. So yeah, that's it. Okay, next question, 16b. You're being asked to work out an estimate for the number of plants whose heights are greater than 80 centimeters. So first of all, 80 centimeters is here. And the plants greater would be 90 to 100 and all that stuff. So basically what we can do is at 80 centimeters, we can find the frequency. So we go up from 80 and we go across, right? And we hit 180. So 180 is the frequency at 80. Then we go up from the maximum amount it can go to, which is somewhere like, it can go up to a maximum of, I don't know, 96 centimeters. And the value it reaches is 200. So it hits 200 as a maximum and 180 as the thing. So all you got to do is find the area in between, and you'll find a number of plants with a frequency greater than 80. Alright, so just do 200 minus 180 and you're going to get 20 plants with a height greater than 80. And your answers can lie within a range of, I think, 18 to 22, so yeah. Alright, so 17a is asking you to factorize x squared minus y squared. Now first of all, I'll bring you to this identity. Look over here. So basically this note says that a squared minus b squared straight away factorizes to a plus b and a minus b. Now this is an identity and it's proven and all this stuff. So it's like a simple way of doing this question. So basically in this case, x is your a and your b is y. And they're being subtracted, so it applies to this question. So all you got to do is, this factorizes to nothing but x plus y and x minus y. Okay, so 17b, you're being asked to factorize completely CD c plus d the whole squared minus d squared. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to expand this. Now c plus d the whole squared is not c squared plus d squared. It's actually c plus d times c plus d. So that's a d, minus d squared. So how do you expand these brackets? Basically use this thing called FOIL, which is first you multiply the first terms, outside, which is basically these terms, inside, which is nothing but these two terms, and last. It's a simple way of remembering. Basically the last is the last two remaining, which is this and this to be multiplied. So basically you can just see that c gets multiplied by c and d. You can see that d gets multiplied by c and d also. So all you got to do is c times c, which is c squared, plus c times d, which is cd, plus d times c, which is again cd, plus d times d, which is d squared. And then you have minus d squared. So d squared plus d squared minus d squared becomes 0. So it becomes c squared plus 2cd, since 1cd plus 1cd is 2cd. So now how do you factorize this? You basically take the highest common factor between them. And what is that? It's nothing but a c. And you take this c outside, and then you divide each term separately by the c. So c squared divided by c is nothing but c. And 2cd divided by c is nothing but 2d. So this is your factorized form. Alright, so 17c they're asking you to factorize. And if you look at it, it's nothing but a quadratic function because it has its square. Then it has its like normal 1x, or I mean 1w, and then it has its like constant. So it's like a typical quadratic function to factorize. So I'm expecting you know this. So basically you're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6, and you're looking for two numbers, the same two numbers, have to add to give you positive 1. So positive 1, right? So what are those two numbers? If you sit and think about them, they should be 3 and negative 2. Because 3 and negative 2 multiply to give you negative 6. And 3 and negative 2 also add to give you negative 1. So all you got to do is take this. So write down 2w squared. You got to split this into plus 3w minus 2w minus 3. Now what you got to do is factorize each side separately. So we'll first factorize this side. So what is common in between them? It's nothing but a w. And you get 2w plus 3. And what is common in between them? You can say negative 1 is common. And then you start factorizing this side, sorry. And what is common in between them? You can see a negative 1 is common. And if you divide negative 2w by negative 1, you're going to get 2w minus 3 divided by negative 1 is plus 3. Always make sure that these two are equal, because then only you can factorize the equation even further. So now what you have to do is you have to factorize this further. So what is common between this whole equation? If you look at it, it's nothing but 2w plus 3. So now what is w? 2w plus 3. Divided by 2w plus 3. I know it sounds a bit confusing. So what is this divided by 2w plus 3? It's nothing but w, right? And what is this divided by 2w plus 3? It's nothing but negative 1. So it becomes 2w plus 3, w minus 1. Alright, in question 18, they've given you like a part of a circle, and they said the area of that part is basically 112 pi centimeters squared, and the radius is 12, and they're asking you to find x. So first of all, to do this, I'm going to teach you something about the area of a sector. Now the area of a sector, this is a part of a circle, so basically like a part of a circle, so like basically you know what I mean, like a quarter of a circle or anything, is nothing but pi r squared, which is the area of any sector, any circle, times theta, which is the angle, over 360. So the area of a part of a circle with angle 60, and if the radius was 5, it would be 60 over 360 times pi times 5 squared. So that would be the area of this whole part. So now we can apply this to this question. So basically, what is this whole area? It's nothing but x, which is this angle over here, divided by 360, times pi, sorry for that, pi r squared. And in this case, r is 12. So pi times 12 squared. And this is this whole area. But in the question, what they say is this whole area should add up to 112 pi. So now we have a nice little equation. All we need to do is solve for x. Okay, so x, pi x times 144 divided by 360 is equal to 112 pi. Now all we got to do is multiply both sides by 360, then divide by 144 and divide by pi. So basically x will be equal to 112 pi times 360 divided by 144 times pi. So pi and pi divide to form 1, so it's nothing but 112 times 360 divided by 144. And do this on your calculator and you'll get a value of x to be 280 degrees. Okay, so we're finally done with part 2 for math paper 3H from November 2009. So please watch part 3 and comment if you have any questions, and rate please 5 stars, and subscribe to this channel also if you need help. And thanks a lot guys, see you in the next part.